What's going on, everybody? You're watching Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Seatman, and today's show is presented by PrizePicks. But coming up on today's show, a bit of a fun show. We're going to be doing a deep dive on the Vikings roster heading into the 2026 season, and we're going to divide the Vikings roster into 6 key categories here. And we're going to start off with the blue chippers. You're going to have these all-pro caliber guys, and then the red chippers, we're going to categorize those as excellent starters. Orange chippers, quality starters. Yellow chippers, low-end starters, could be considered backups. And purple, unknown, or their clock is ticking on their career. And then we'll also discuss the rookies on the back end of today's show. So let's start off here with the blue chippers on the Vikings team. I think they only have 2, and I was about to make this just one true blue chipper, and that just being Justin Jefferson, best wide receiver in the league. He's best at his position, one of the greatest wide receivers we have ever seen in the NFL. Now, I did include Christian Darrisaw on here, even though I think he is trending down. I still think Christian Darrisaw, when he is playing his best, when he is healthy, having that top 3 offensive tackle, and especially a left tackle in the National Football League, to me, that is considered blue chip talent. So I got Jefferson, Darrisaw, the 2 blue chippers on the Vikings roster. Now let's talk about the red chippers. And I think this is where the Vikings roster separates compared to most teams, because they're loaded with red chippers. Like, I could have made an argument that Andrew Van Ginkel should have been a blue chipper, but you got Gink as the first red chipper here. Jordan Addison, one of the best wide receiver 2s in the league. I think he's trending up. Like Addison, this time next year, we could be doing this video calling him a blue chipper. Brian O'Neill will probably just stay a red chipper for majority of the time with his remaining NFL career. But then you got Dallas Turner. I think we could be talking about Dallas Turner this time next year, especially as a blue chipper. And then obviously Jalen Redmond there as well. But some more red chip players. You got Blake Cashman. I think he'll probably be a red chip player. He can even be trending downwards. Byron Murphy Jr. included him on this. Josh Metellus. Will Reichard. I had a tough time not putting Will Reichard as a blue chipper. I promise you this time next year, if Reichard has another good year, he will be considered a blue chipper. Then I put Juwan Jennings as a red chipper. Like, if you talk about a wide receiver 3 who's one of the best in the National Football League at the wide receiver 3 spot, to me, that's considered a red chipper, plus his contract as well. And then you got the long snapper, Andrew DePaula, back-to-back, I believe. I think it's 3 straight seasons of all-pro selections for Andrew DePaula there. But Vikings pretty loaded at the red chipper department. But you guys let me know which red chip player jumps to blue this season. I think you got a couple of guys that you could possibly consider here. Even like a Jalen Redmond. I think he could be a guy that makes that jump. But if I had to call one, or actually I'll call 2 here. Dallas Turner, Will Reichard, they'll be blue chippers next season. Now let's talk about the orange chippers here, and these are going to be quality starters for the Minnesota Vikings. I think Donovan Jackson, it was tough not to put him as a red chipper here, but I think this time next year he will be that if he kind of continues this trajectory he is on. Played really good during his rookie campaign. Jordan Mason, really wanted to put him as a red chipper. As you guys know, Jordan Mason's my guy, but decided to keep him fair and put him at an orange chipper. TJ Hawkinson, still an orange chip player in my opinion, even though he is trending down. Will Fries, he's trending down off the year he had last season, but he stayed healthy the entire season. Still a very quality starter in the National Football League. And same with Eric Wilson. Quality starter. Could definitely do better, but you could also definitely do a lot worse at that position. So Jackson Mason, Hawk, Will Fries, and Eric Wilson. Then we also got another list here. We're going to go Josh Oliver. I think he's a quality starter in the National Football League. James Pierre, he could be a red chipper this time next year. Very high on him. Still got Aaron Jones as an orange chip player. I still think, like, worst case scenario, Jordan Mason gets hurt. Damon Claiborne's not ready to go. If Aaron Jones is your starting running back for just 1 week, you're still feeling pretty good about that. Same with Isaiah Rodgers. And then I did decide to include Kyler Murray on this deal, on this list as a quality starter, which he is. Like, he's a quality starting quarterback. Is he a top 12? No. Top 5 quarterback? No. But I think he's a top 20 quarterback right now, which puts them in the quality starter bucket. So we'll dive into the rest of this here in just a second, but I want to give a massive shout out to our good friends at PrizePicks. And if you guys plug in promo code HMA, we'll hook you guys up with $50 instantly in lineups when you put your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. The app is really easy to use. Just have to pick more or less on a few player stats and lock in your lineup. PrizePicks is available in most states, including California, Texas, Florida, New York, and Minnesota. And PrizePicks makes watching my favorite sporting events that much more enjoyable as I follow my lineup throughout the entire game. And tonight, Cavs taking on the Pistons. Big-time Game 5 in Detroit. You're going to take the more on Donovan Mitchell field goals made, Evan Mobley more on his assist, and the less on Jalen Duren points, rebounds, and assists. But fade those picks or ride with those picks. Just do so at PrizePicks. And you guys can also follow me on that and others like you would on any other social media platform. My handle is at PatSieps, PatSieps. So check out all my lineups there, but sign up for PrizePicks with code HMA and get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's show. All right, let's talk about the low-end starters and the backups here on the Vikings team. Ryan Van DeMark, who they picked up in free agency from the Buffalo Bills. High-end swing tackle, like he's a high-end starter, low-end backup. So I think he fits that bill perfectly, but he is trending upwards. Levi Drake Rodriguez, thought he had a really good year. Thought I maybe could have put him in the orange chip department, but I think he's more of a low-end backup right now, but he very well could end up being a orange chipper next season. Jay Ward, Theo Jackson next in line here. Really good. Good rotational safeties, but that's about it. Now, Miles Price, I'm not going to lie, I probably messed this up. He should probably be a red chip player just as a kick returner. One of the best in the league this past season. Fumbling issues drove me nuts. But if he continues to build on what he did as a UDFA out of Indiana during his rookie year, he could be one of the better returners in the league. Now, I know this is going to be controversial. I can already see the comments. Patrick, how do you have J.J. McCarthy as a yellow chip player? I just think that's what he is at this point. I think J.J., if he's your backup quarterback, you're like, all right, we got a high-end backup quarterback, got some potential still left in the tank, but he would be considered a low-end starter. And the same thing can be said about Carson Wentz. Like, I think Carson Wentz, for the Minnesota Vikings, if he has to go in there and start a game, you're not feeling bad. But if he has to go in there and start 4 games, you're probably feeling pretty bad about it. So I got him on that list as well. Then you go Ty Felton, wide receiver for the Vikes. Ty, like, I really hope he gets at least a couple of games this year where he is wide receiver 3 just to see what we have, because he is a good gunner. Like, he's a good special teams guy. So he'll be on this team for the next couple of years, at least. I just hope he gets some reps at wide receiver this season. And then Tyron Ingram-Dawkins, I think he could be an orange chipper this next season, but got him as a yellow right now. And then Johnny Hecker, not even sure that he's going to be the starting punter this season for the Vikings, so that's why I got him trending downwards. Now, these are the purple chip players. So purple, like I said, unknown or your clock is ticking. Now, I think you got a couple guys in the defensive line here who are trending in the right direction. Like Elijah Williams and Taki Taimani, they showed some flashes last season on the defensive line, especially when Hargrave and Allen got hurt. They weren't playing a lot during the second half of the season. Thought they filled in pretty well, but still unknown, more rotational guys. And then Zamiah Vaughn and Dwight McGlothern, pretty much the same exact guy. Like UDFAs back-to-back years, have gotten some limited reps for this team, but got those two there. And then Tavier Thomas. Tavier blew a couple games this past season for the Vikings on special teams, even though he is a good special teams player, but he'll be on the team. Don't really expect him to get any reps at safety. Then you got Tyler Batty, edge rusher. I think Tyler Batty, and same with Bo Richter, who we have here on the purple chip list, could potentially be, good third rotational edge rushers for a team, but that's just where they are right now. Now, Ivan Pace, talk about clock is ticking. Like, Ivan Pace is just that. If he doesn't have a good year this season, I would love to see Ivan Pace get better on special teams. I think that's where he could find some value there. Khalif Halasi, safety for the Minnesota Vikings. Good special teams guy, but he's not going to get too much rotation as a safety on the defense this year. And then also Michael Juergens, low-end backup center. When he played last year, some of the reps he had were just flat-out horrible. But hopefully he could develop into something. Then you get to Ben Urisic, tight end, who the Vikings had as a UDFA last season. You also got Max Brosmer, quarterback for the Vikes, Gavin Bartholomew, Bryson Nesbitt, and then you also got Jay-Sean Jones there. So the purple chip talent, like there are some guys that have a decent amount of potential. Like, I like Taki Taimani, Elijah Williams. Like, those guys I think could be, upgraded this time next year, but that's just where they stand right now. Now, the green chip players, like, this is just a whole rookie class for the Minnesota Vikings. Like, I would love to put, like, Caleb Banks as a potential yellow chip player right now off rip. Jake Golday, I think he's got a big role for this team this upcoming year. Dominique Orange, but still, point being here with those first 3, Banks, Golday, and Orange, the Vikings are putting a lot on their plates as rookies. Like, we are expecting these guys to be day one impact guys for this defense, and they should be. Like, I'm very high on all 3 of them, and hopefully Caleb Banks is healthy and ready to go for week 1. Then Caleb Tiernan, kind of the same as Ryan Van DeMark, low-end starter, quality backup. Jacoby Thomas, I was about to freaking put Jacoby Thomas as a blue chipper. How excited I am about him. You got Max Bredesen. He'll be a starting fullback. Charles Demings, Damon Claiborne, and Gavin Gerhardt round out the Vikings list. So we'll see which one of those guys. I think if anybody has a chance to be a blue chipper, like immediately heading into year 2, it's got to be Caleb Banks, just because his, potential is through the roof. Now, I think a guy that could be a red chip player, Jacoby Thomas. Give me him, man. He's going to be good this upcoming season for the Vikes. But you guys chime in. Sound off in the comment section. What did I get wrong on this list? Is there a guy who you thought could have been a blue or red chip, or I had him a little low, or maybe I was a little higher on somebody? You guys let me know what I got wrong down below in the comment section. And also hit that subscribe button today. We'll keep you guys posted with everything around your Minnesota Vikings. And we'll catch you guys next time. As always, SKOL Vikes.